welcome. Episode 25.
Yes. Yo, what GOAT NBA player wears the number 25?
Isn't it 20? Isn't this 24?
Nah,
Oh no,
we
last
did
one was
Kobe
24.
Bean. Yeah.
Who's 25?
I don't think any real nice ass NBA player ever rocked 25, right?
Let's see.
You
NBA.
just said it like you knew
player.
who it was.
Yo, we gotta do this every episode.
No. He brings it up like, yo,
Oh,
guess
shit,
who?
Vince
guess
Carter.
Who rocked 25?
Oh,
Oh.
Vince Carter and Derrick Rose. All right, let me tell you a story about
No, stop,
Derrick
stop,
Rose
stop.
before he tore every bone in his body.
All right, he's actually been balling out this season, but that's
He
besides the
really
point.
has.
That's besides the point. All right,
But,
so
but
Watchmen,
yeah,
episode
welcome.
2.
Episode 25. Chilling with Villains. I am Ozzy Mandius here once again on Google Hangout. This is not an ad, but this is the best and clearest way
Yo,
we
they
can.
should sponsor us though. They really should.
Yeah, bro.
Well, I mean, I guess shout out to Google for a possible sponsorship, but shout out to Anchor for holding us down
Yeah,
for
'cause
25
we know
episodes.
they're listening. We know they're definitely listening.
Yeah,
right
but also shout out to Anchor for holding us down for 25 episodes straight. So,
now.
and I'm joined by Clown Prince, who
What
is
up?
our numbers ESPN correspondent for both the MCU movies and everything stats related.
Yes,
And
sir.
all the way from
Here we go.
Drum roll, please.
I wish we could see you reading from your list of cities in New Jersey.
all
I
the
wish I could see
way
that.
all the way from, let's see what we got here. All the way from, oh, I should have said this one a long time ago. All the way from New Brunswick, New Jersey.
Hey.
We
That's
have
actually
our
close.
our senior DC correspondent Zoom
Oh,
live.
I'm a senior now.
Yeah. Got to give you a
I'm
high
glad-
position, bro.
I'm glad I got that promotion. I went from making $0 to making $0.
And 0 cents.
But yeah, we're here to
And
talk
no
to y'all.
bonus.
We're here to talk to y'all about Watchmen episode 2.
Yes, sir.
And also, like, I guess touch on like some recent news or anything that broke during the week, like over the weekend. But before we get to Watchmen, is there anything that broke or any news that came out over the weekend?
I thought we were going to talk about that on Thursday's podcast. We're still recording on Thursday, right?
No, it's looking like we're not because Junior
Oh,
is
that's
gonna be
right.
spooky that
Halloween.
day.
Halloween. That's
y'all-
right.
Y'all can still record.
Well, without our ESPN numbers guy.
Yeah, we can't record without the numbers guy.
Bro, sometimes Stephen A needs a vacation, you feel me?
All right, anyway,
But,
yeah. So let's go.
Nah,
News.
low key news. The only thing that's really dropped has been today with a new Superman series in the works at the CW.
Already? Wait, where?
The CW?
You know what CW stands for, right?
Oh God, let me hear it.
Crap Weekly.
No, Cosplay World.
Oh my god.
That was actually alright. I'll
Cosplay
give him
World.
that one.
No, I mean, I think it's me and Conference were talking about this before, but it's just like I don't know. I feel like there are 7 shows counting this one now. 7 shows that they're trying to like promote. I feel like superhero shows that are all connected. Like, and I get it. Promote like connected universes are cool, and that's part of why a lot of people who probably fell off during the last few seasons of other shows are going to come back just to watch the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover. I get that, but like, I think they should just focus on a few shows. Like, these other shows aren't completely necessary, in my opinion. Like, I think if you focus on Flash, after this season, let's say, so I would focus on Flash, Batwoman, and then I guess Superman, like, and Supergirl. I would focus on those 4 shows.
He just starts listing off all the shows and Black Lightning
No,
and
no,
Legends.
no,
Focus a little bit on each, and
no,
you're
no.
golden.
Like, dude, it's just like they split everything up. Like, imagine if you can just have more funding for all of these shows to make them even better than they already are. You know what I mean? Like, it's so split up right now, I feel like. But
Nah, I get it. Nah, it's true. But like I had said, they're mostly focusing in on Flash and Arrow for the crossover. Obviously, because Flash is a founding member of the Justice League, probably, you know, top 10 most known characters ever.
yeah.
And Arrow, because Arrow started the whole universe, so they're gonna give him his Tony Stark's respects.
And I get that. But like I'm saying like after this season I'm saying like because like after the Crisis or on Infinite Earths, I would just focus on those. But that's
Right.
just me.
Nah, I hear it.
Anyway, is that the only news that dropped? Just
Wait,
that?
and also congratulations to Joker for crossing Deadpool. So
Yep.
congratulations to
You know-
DC, Todd Phillips, Joaquin Phoenix, who just celebrated a birthday.
Yeah. Happy
Um,
birthday to the Clown Prince.
The new Clown Prince, man, like it's lit.
You think that shit's hitting a Billy?
I don't know.
It could.
It could, but I don't know.
Bro, that'd be so wild to me.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, they made a whole Justice League movie. And that shit didn't even... I don't even want to get into that, but...
Yeah, don't bring that up.
And then they bring in one clown for 2 hours or however long it was. And it's like, here you go. Like, it was a good year for DC, in terms of
Profit.
Yeah. So good for them.
Yeah, shout out to Joaquin Phoenix, shout out to Todd Phillips, shout out to Martin Scorsese. I'm gonna get into you in a minute.
Yo, shout out Zazie Beetz because she now holds.
She's been in both movies.
Yeah, she holds
Deadpool
the
2.
ranking.
She's like Zoe Saldana, but for rated R movies.
I know, right?
God damn, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Was it the first or second Deadpool that
second one?
It was the second one. All right,
Yeah.
so she's good.
Yeah, she's lit. And what else?
I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that's it. We could get into the
Oh
episode
wait,
now.
real quick. This is very quick.
Nah,
There's two things I'm gonna go over.
Go ahead.
This nigga. Man, why do you like science so much?
Anyway, what did you have to bring up?
Oh shit.
Nah, but I just want to talk about like the whole Martin Scorsese thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool.
And Coppola and Bob Iger, like
They beefing.
it's I guess I can speak for both sides.
Can you?
Yeah, I can.
Can you do that as the MCU correspondent?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
Yeah,
All right, let's find out. Let's find out.
Actually can.
What do you say?
So I think that at least from Martin and Coppola, obviously they do a certain kind of movie. Like they're known for doing a certain kind of film. Shutter Island, Wolf of Wall Street, Taxi Driver, like etc. More drama-driven, character-driven stuff that's more grounded in reality with no superhero shit. It's more drugs, mafia, sex, murder, real life, basically. I have not seen any of Coppola's movies, so I don't care. But
sure.
To me, their stance is like, yo, like we've been making this heat for decades, and these punk asses coming through thinking like they're the shit. And to me, they're looking at it's basically like old Hollywood looking at new Hollywood, like we grew here, you flew here, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like
walk so you can run type
exactly, like we had to grind, like they basically had to grind out their movies. To me, in a sense, like they, I wouldn't say that they were commercial hits. I mean, I don't know the numbers for Goodfellas or Wolf of Wall Street or anything, but like almost every film that Martin Scorsese comes out with gets like acclaim, like yo, this shit was lit and stuff. Like, okay, cool.
Word.
Now, on the MCU side, it's like I guess they're looking at it more as like a trend, like a fad, like they feel like it's gonna die out. The same way how the old Hollywood looked at the new Hollywood back in the day with all these cowboy films coming out. Like the whole research, like the whole like freaking stretch of cowboy films, like that era, that golden era of cowboy films and spy movies and stuff that came out. I'm sure
Right.
that was looked down upon back then. And
Yeah,
then when all
that's a great point.
yeah, and then the sci-fi craze started with Star Wars and Blade Runner and Alien and all that stuff, and I'm pretty sure that got shitted on too. But what they have to understand is that this is the new cowboys. This is the new cowboy genre. This is the new, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they just sound like salty and old and washed talking like that. Because the thing is that like it's fine. They can be held to their opinion when it comes to it. Like, I don't fuck with that and stuff. Like, so that shit is trash.
Right.
But if it was like, for example, let's say the MCU and comic book films have been like struggling to hit 300 million, like the movies have just been shit, like these past couple decades.
Uh-huh.
I would understand his point there. But the success that they've brought to Hollywood, they kind of revived Hollywood in a sense. Because we all know that Hollywood's bleeding.
Oh, brother.
Nah, I 100% I see your point. 100%
Well, you
understand
wrong.
it. But you're so wrong that it scares me. Nah, I'm joking. But I how I see it is I feel like they were absolutely wrong in saying that it's not cinema. Anything someone creates is cinema.
Exactly. Like,
You
they
know,
hate
if
it,
it's
bro.
someone's idea, like, you know, it's a form of art. Like they thought of this idea, they put it on the big screen. You know, like don't discredit the directors and the producers, writers like that. Like it's just still a lot of hard work, no matter what you're filming.
Exactly.
You know, unless it's Justice League.
Nah. Hard
So,
work went into that. Look, like you, like that's what I'm saying. Like
I'm
when it,
joking. I'm joking.
oh well, the thing is that like people legit like pour their hearts into like stuff like this. You have people
Yeah,
who are happy to be part of these things and who are excited. Like especially the directors, like Christopher Nolan for one. I'm
nah,
assuming that he's
don't get me
somebody.
started on the goat. Don't
Yeah,
even get me
but you know what I'm
started on the
saying?
goat.
Like, yeah, I wonder what Martin Scorsese would say. Like, oh, but what about Christopher Nolan's films that were based on a comic book character? What do you think about that? It's
Okay,
not that.
so look, that's what my point that I wanted to make. I feel like they specifically said the MCU.
Yeah,
It's not like they just said because if they wanted to, they could have just said comic book movies as a whole. They specifically said the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They said the MCU. And I that's where I agree with them to a certain extent because I always say it, you know, that it it does feel like these movies are starting to get a bit more recycled,
all right.
especially like the solo films.
Yeah,
Like, you know, but and that's why they didn't say all comic book movies, you know, because yeah, I'm 100% sure if they watched the Dark Knight trilogy, they were like, yo, this shit was heat.
yeah,
Like this shit
maybe.
was fire. Yeah, we don't know exactly.
Yeah,
We don't know their point of view on that. But since they did only mention the MCU and just targeted the MCU, I feel like that's why they're getting you know, they're getting a lot of support obviously from DC fanboys like, yeah, like they're on our side, but and they're also obviously getting a lot of hate from the MCU fanboys that are like, yo, what the fuck? Like,
exactly. Yeah,
but like I said, I disagree with them in terms of them saying this is not cinema, but I do see where they are coming from, you know, and I do feel like Marvel now and Kevin Feige, you know, I feel like they'll take the criticism and they'll do something with it, you know, or not even because they're like, you know what does it really matter when our movies are hitting averaging $1 billion, you know,
yeah. The stats
like
guy, stats guy.
you feel me? So I mean, obviously, if that in that interview with my son my son Bobby Iger, he genuinely sounded tight. You know, he's like, yo, like, who the fuck are these clowns type shit, you know?
Exactly. I mean, but you know, shout out to Bob Iger for repping his set still anyway.
Exactly, bro. That's what I wrote in one of the like captions when I posted about it. Like, yo, that's his moneymaker. He's gonna back it up no matter what.
Exactly. Like,
and like,
yeah.
Because I saw people like attacking him for it. I'm like, yo, like, if these are the employees that are making you money, you're gonna defend them till you die.
Absolutely.
So it's like, you know, I got respect for that, no doubt. But, you know, I hope, you know, especially now that Kevin Feige is taking control of everything, literally everything, like we mentioned in one of our other podcasts, like he, you know, he should take a look at this criticism and be like, you know what? Maybe they got a point. Maybe with one of these other stories, we'll change it up a bit. We'll do something new, something different. You feel me?
Yeah. Well, again, like it's everybody is entitled to their opinion, but on this side, that shit is wrong. So
perfect. So now,
but yeah. Oh, and one more thing. Sorry, Mark.
Yo, he's still here? He's still on the chat?
I don't know.
I'm here.
Oh, okay, all right.
Did you guys not hear me?
No, we didn't hear anything.
Oh, you know what it was?
You wasn't talking?
No. I think my mic was on mute.
Damn.
He probably had the fire points, and we were just talking over him.
I know. I was like, oh, okay, I'll talk later. Okay. No, but I think when it comes to that stuff with Bob Iger, I think it was like, yeah, like you said, it's his moneymaker. He's going to defend it. And I kind of agree. I'm kind of like with Cloud Prince, basically what he said. Like, it's like you see their points, but you're not going to go as far as say, oh, I don't think it's cinema, because that's just an insult to, you know, people who put their like a lot of fucking time into this shit. That's a huge insult, you know?
Yeah.
Like, just it's like, hey, basically you don't measure out to what, you know? Like, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But I mean, like, I think I would love for Kevin Feige to actually stray from this constant, you know, Marvel formula. But I honestly don't think that's going to be the case. I don't think Disney, even if he wanted to, I don't think Disney would let him.
Well, let's see. We're like, you know, only time will tell like how they evolve.
Yeah, of course,
as a, I mean, how he evolves as a I guess world builder and storyteller. But it's also who he employs like to convey that message, because again, he just lays the outline out and he tells everybody to fill in the gaps. So
yeah,
we're gonna see what happens with that. And my last thing that I want to refer to, I'm the only one out of all of us who grew up in the 5 boroughs, so I guess I could speak to this. Public service announcement.
Chillin with Phyllis podcast.
I'm here to speak on the real/fake outrage about the Joker stairs shit.
Word.
I don't know whether to roll my eyes or laugh, but it's really interesting how people on social media act a certain way, but then in person you don't see anybody protesting in front of the stairs or actively being like trying to shoo people away.
What's going on? I'm sorry, I don't know what's happening.
The Joker stairs? You know the whole Joker stair thing?
I know what they are. I know where they are, but what's the problem?
No, that's what I'm addressing. That's what I'm addressing. Like that, there are people who live in that hood.
Bronx natives are very upset at that.
Yeah, like, well, especially from the southwest side of the Bronx, where that's from. Shout out to Jerome Ave, the 4 train, the 4 line, all them there. But the thing is that if you're like, I've seen paragraphs on essays on Instagram captions like, yo, this is disgusting. They're parasites. All this stuff is just like, fam.
Wow.
I don't see any New Yorker complaining when tourists come to Times Square after they seen it in a movie.
Well, New Yorkers, I think they do complain.
No. We complain because tourists are annoying. But the thing is that I'm not writing a 5-page essay.
Yeah, because you hug your mom.
Exactly, but the thing is that there's
why wouldn't you want prosperity for your hood?
no, but that's I'm speaking to both sides of it. That's the thing. I'm
Copy.
speaking to the fake outrage side of it, which is the social media outrage, like everybody just banding together, like yeah, fuck them, all this stuff. Cool.
Yeah, where have we seen that before?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You can't be talking about social media. That doesn't sound like social media to me. Sorry, go ahead.
But yeah, like the thing is that you have this fake outrage that's just like, yo, like this is crazy, like
Yeah.
fuck these guys, like these fucking tourists, like they don't even step foot in the bodega. They only care about the steps. Yeah, bro, like
People are gonna have signs out there. If you want to take a picture on the steps, you're gonna buy something. They got
no, but the thing is that they feel like it's attracting.
Bullshit.
No, but here's how that formula works now. Anytime there's a landmark or an area of significance, all of a sudden the property value goes up, real estate goes up, real estate interest goes up. Investors start to look towards that area to try to gentrify now. Like it gets deeper.
Neighborhoods get safer. Education gets better. Yeah. How terrible.
Yeah, but the thing is that, see, Mark, the thing is that you see it that way, but the thing is that same way, yeah, the neighborhood gets better and safer is the same way that the people who grew there and have thrived there for generations, they're forced out.
I get that, and that obviously that sucks. But at the same time, I just don't know if this is the movie that's gonna make everybody say, you know what, I want to move to the Bronx because of those goddamn stairs. I just don't know if this is the movie for that. I
don't think it'll go that far where they're gonna just start tearing down properties and start building up skyscrapers there.
Like it's a valid reason to, I guess, worry. But I mean, to me, and obviously I'm not no expert on this. I don't claim to be. But in my opinion, it would just be, I don't think that's going to happen at all.
No, definitely not that. But I feel like just the area, like the other stores around it, could get a bit more revenue from the tourists there. You
exactly.
know what I mean?
And they probably are.
Yeah. But the thing,
sorry.
But the thing is that now on the real side of it, you have dudes that are dead ass tight. They're like, yo, like I'm trying to go home. Like this is my path home, and y'all niggas blocking the steps. Like, move the fuck out the way.
Okay, there can't be that many people blocking the steps.
No, dude. Like, if you see footage, there's a lot of people.
Dude, it's packed.
I saw pictures of just people on. Like, it didn't look like it was like packed. It was just like they looked like there were like two on the side and one in the middle, and like a couple sprinkled throughout the stairs. I feel like there's no way that you couldn't get through it.
And now it's even more packed because people that go to outrage about it start making memes about it. Like,
yeah, exactly. That's another thing too. I was about to say that too. They're fueling the fire to their own problem.
That's exactly the point I'm trying to make.
But this fake outrage is just saying, oh, it's just making the problem worse. You're actually thinking about it for a second. You just be like, all right, I'm not going to post about this because this is just going to shed more light. That's how it goes. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Well, in closing, it's like, shout out to the dudes that like legit like tell them to like leave and like, get the fuck out of here. But the thing is, like, now here's the thing that I don't worry about is that I know that area. I got family in that area. Tourists, please, I dare you to have fun and have a blast taking pictures on those steps, but just leave the area before 10 p.m. Leave. If you see the streetlights coming on, get out of there. It's not gonna end well for you. That's all I'm saying. Like,
damn, son.
No, I'm not.
That sounds like a threat.
I'm just saying, like, if you want to be about it and stuff.
Dude, you said I dare you.
Out there. Yeah, he's like, yo, I dare you, son. What up? What up?
Or Ozzy is about the street life, apparently. I didn't know about this side of you.
Well, yeah, guys.
Word?
Yeah, man.
Word. No, it sounds like the clip works, bro.
No, it does. Hold on. Let me load this up. Let me hold on.
Okay.
Load this up. Hold on. But yeah, like, whatever. Like, y'all could keep like chilling there. Like it got me upset, bro. Like a little bit, cause at work, I heard
I
this
get it.
nurse. This nurse was like, "Yo, like I want to go to the Bronx, man. Have you seen the Joker stairs?" And I'm just like, and I looked at him, and he looked at me, and he was like, "Oh shit." I was like,
Oh shit.
and I kept
My bad.
working. I'm like, you know
Who-
what? Go
He said,
ahead,
my
bro.
fault, my fault.
Go ahead, bro. Visit us, please. Ooh, like the Bronx
Damn, you
gets.
threatening your coworkers now?
Nah. I'm
Damn.
telling him to have a blast,
Damn.
bro.
You about to
Bro.
get fired, bro.
Nah, you dared him to have a blast.
Yeah,
Nah,
word. I
but-
dare you.
But shout out
Anyway.
to 163rd, that whole area there. BX all day. Ah. But
Trying to make that point.
hold on, let Stephen A talk.
Do me a favor, please.
Yeah.
Go to commercial.
And we are back. Welcome back. Shout out to our first and last time listeners who actually stick through the commercials. We appreciate y'all. Shout out to Anchor too. And we about to break down episode 2 of season 1 of Watchmen.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I saw a tweet today. Oh no. Y'all sent it in the chat, right? Y'all sent it in the chat, my fault. And it was like
Oh, that's my guy Robbie
Wait, what?
from Australia. Shout out to my guy
Like,
Robbie
wait.
from Australia, bro.
he's like, wait, what? I can like the movie Watchmen by Zack Snyder and the new HBO TV series?
No way.
No way.
Oh, by the way, y'all, spoiler alert. If
Yeah.
you haven't seen the episode, like y'all dumb. If y'all listening this far, like come on now. But go ahead, keep going. What he said.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Nah, that was just I thought that shit was funny because it's like, and now that I think about it too, is like when I think of like, let's say Regina King's character, right, like Sister Knight, I do see a new story, from the source material. I see this new story building up.
It's
But
an
then-
evolution. Yeah.
Right. But then we get the scenes with Jeremy Irons and Ozymandias, and I'm just like, damn, like I feel like Jeremy Irons is doing such a good job of keeping that weird yet very like intelligent like vibe that Ozymandias gave off in the movie back in 2009. I feel like it legit is the same character, like legit is the same person. Obviously we know it's a different actor, but it literally feels like it isn't.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think he's doing a great job in that role. I think all the actors are doing a great job throughout the first 2 episodes, and I've been telling all my friends like, "Yo, watch this shit." Like, I don't care if you're not into superheroes or comics, watch this shit. Like,
Unless you're white, you might feel attacked.
Oh my god! Yo,
Nah, I'm just kidding.
yo, my girl like was watching it and she's like literally from the like I said like from when we were sitting in that audience in Comic-Con, like slight flex for that screening. From it throws you into the action from the jump, and you're just like, yo, this is intense. And again, a certain group of people feel really alienated and attacked at the fictional characters.
like just kind of how they started off the first episode. We start off the second episode, first 5-10 minutes, not even 10 minutes, probably the first 5 minutes. We're in World War One.
Yep. No, World War II.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because there were black people were allowed into the draft, or black and brown people were allowed into the draft in World War II. But obviously they were like, it was with racist intent because they were always put off to the side, not really put in. From my from what I remember, I mean, I could be wrong, but if y'all seen Miracle at St. Anna by Spike Lee, shout out to Spike Lee.
Shit. Knicks legend.
Yeah, ill the Knicks, but that film is about a squad of black soldiers, black and brown soldiers who get thrown in Italy during World War II with no backup. They kind of got to figure it out on themselves, basically, on how to get home. So we get in the show a German lieutenant basically telling them like,
recruiting.
yeah, kind of recruiting, even though we damn know that the Germans do not fuck with us, especially me.
Yeah.
They see my brown ass come in there,
Me
like,
too.
and you olive skin kings. That's right. Shout out to y'all too. Shout out to me.
But
Look proud.
I'm darker than you, bro.
You're, Marcus. Oh yeah, T'Challa. My bad.
I'm done. But yeah, like I just thought it was crazy, you know, and it kind of went back and forth. We see the note again, from the from the first episode. Will Reeves, you know, the guy, Louis Gossett Jr.'s character. You know, we see the note like "keep this boy safe" or "protect this boy," whatever the note says.
Yeah, watch over this boy.
Right.
That's what I say, yeah.
Ooh, watch over this boy. All right, cool.
Wow.
Wow.
Layers.
Damn, bruh.
Yo, can the MCU do that? Nah.
Nah. He's sick.
Ozymandias, you still there? Hello?
Nah, we here, we chilling.
He cut off. He cut off.
I'm joking. But yeah, I kind of like that trend so far that they started off with, you know, showing something in the past, dealing with Will and his character. And and then, you know, sticking with the historical like shit. When we get to the Chief's house, right? That painting of the Native Americans riding a horse, like it kind of really, the camera zoomed in. First of all, camera work in this show was amazing.
Yep.
It zoomed into that, and I'm wondering, you know, what reason it had for that. And you know, shout out my boy Emergency Awesome.
Oh my god.
Why do you do this every show?
No, but
you're the only one who does this.
Nah,
I think in every episode you've been the one to.
I'm at fault for that
out.
too. Sometimes when I'm explaining something, I'm like, "Yo, shout out Charlie for."
Let me shout him out, because legitimately before we got into this conversation, I was watching this video where he was explaining the painting. I got rudely cut off by y'all, but I think what he was saying was the way in the painting where you see the Native American, like, he's kind of hiding his body on the horse. You know what? I'm not even gonna go into it because I didn't listen to the full thing. So y'all could just watch.
You didn't even make the point. You didn't even make the point, but you shouted him out anyway. Like, you don't remember what he said, then don't say it at all.
Nah, all I'm gonna say is go watch this video on it, because I'm gonna explain it.
Oh my god.
Yo, that's dumb funny, right?
Yeah, but I could explain that for you. So,
you could?
Yeah, I could.
So what the fuck? You made me just go on this.
You did it yourself. We thought you were gonna finish your point, but you're just like, yeah, he said something, but I don't know what he said.
Oh man!
But watch it.
For what I remember, like, cause I saw it last night, is that's a
word. So you could have said something like 2 minutes ago.
We thought you were gonna finish your sentence. What was to cut you off? Hey, I know you're gonna forget about this, so here you go.
But yeah, that painting isn't really anything cryptic. It's just at least for what the painting means. But for the show,
so I went on that whole rant just for you to tell me that shit got no meaning.
I think it did have a meaning, but I'm just trying to figure out what it is. Yeah, let's do it.
So yeah,
we back.
So the Native American painting that we saw.
Yes.
So basically, that painting was just showing a tactic. I don't remember what it's called, but what they did was they would hang from opposite sides of the horse to dodge incoming fire from British soldiers or from Americans and stuff. But the word to highlight here is tactic or battle plans.
Yourself.
Not hiding yourself, but thinking of being clever with attacking, which leading into Ozymandias is really interesting, because he's obviously planning to do something crazy again.
Yep.
Because clearly he is insanely obsessed with John Osterman, aka Dr. Manhattan. And for those of you who don't know the significance of watches throughout the entire Watchmen series, like whether it's the books, whether it's the film and the TV show right now, if you, like I'm assuming people just getting put it onto Watchmen, but Dr. Manhattan, when he was a kid, his father made him like make watches basically.
The watchmaker's son.
Exactly.
The watchmaker's son.
So like clearly Ozymandias is like obsessed with Dr. Manhattan because he like basically reenacted like how he was created and all that. Minus the fire and all that. It was a way different way, but it's just insane how kind of stuck he is to this. And if you also notice,
and he has an army of clones.
Exactly, he has an army of clones.
Say that.
He has.
I was like, yo, what?
Yeah, he has clones now, and the thing is also he's doing some kind of weird repetitive cycle where it's like, oh, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary. Like he's preparing for something, but we obviously don't know what yet. But we can speculate all night. But the thing is just that Ozymandias is up to some shit. That's it.
Jumpman.
What the hell?
All right.
Bro,
So, yeah.
but like, so all right, that's where I want to kind of see if, with Regina, with Sister Night, right? Do y'all think the ending scene where, so we find out that the old man who was a young boy back in the day in 1921 is her grandfather.
Yes.
So first and foremost, that thing that she went to, like the ancestry shit, I'm pretty sure that's a real thing. Like for people of that of the who were affected, of the descendants of who are
Of Tulsa?
Yeah, I think that's a real thing.
That ass?
I don't think so.
Nah,
I'm
look,
gonna have to fact check that,
no,
because those are basically reparations.
Yeah,
No.
there's no.
I don't think to that extent, but look, hold on. I'm talking about let me not say it's a real thing. Let me say, because the guy that was on the screen, Henry Louis Gates Jr., he tweeted, "Did you see me on Watchmen tonight as the United States Treasury Secretary?" And he is a director of Hutchinson Center, African and African American Research, and Alphonse Fletcher University professor.
Okay.
Finding
Okay.
the roots. Yeah, I meant in terms of like,
Oh, the DNA thing.
I misspoke. Yeah.
Oh,
I misspoke.
all right.
But what is him being a professor though?
No. I'm saying like shit. Like you obviously can see your ancestry and your roots and everything. And the guy that was actually in the video is a guy who works with that kind of thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No. I know. I'm literally
he's putting us on, Mark.
bio.
All right, I'm pussy. Go ahead.
Nah, that's all. That's all I have to say.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah, but we also get into Regina King's Sister Night, aka Angela Barr, who also comes to find out that homeboy from the Tulsa massacre is her grandpa.
Yep.
And she is eligible basically for these Redfordations, as they call them.
Yep.
Because President Redford in that alternate universe in America basically passed an act that allowed for anybody who are descendants of those families affected by the massacre, that they would basically be compensated for being kind of stopped short in their prosperity in that community.
Mhm.
So that's a messy arc there that I hope that that we see fleshed out, and obviously he is in cahoots with somebody, because homeboy said, I have friends in high places,
And he
and
gets
got picked up.
High.
Literally.
So, yeah, I think because remember he was like in the beginning of the episode, he's like, I could be Dr. Watchman. I mean, Dr. Manhattan. I could be Dr. Manhattan and shit.
Yeah.
But or do you think he is in cahoots with Dr. Manhattan or with Ozymandias?
Nah.
Ozymandias.
Ozzy, yeah, I think Ozzy.
Definitely Ozymandias. Because
Yeah,
I
there's
think
no
that
way.
Ozymandias is. I don't
Dr.
think.
Manhattan doesn't give a shit about anybody else.
Yeah, and also
I don't
I
think
don't.
he would care to work with anybody else.
But also, I don't think that he's involved with the
Yeah,
Seventh Cavalry. I don't think he's
yeah,
involved with
you
the
don't give a
white
shit about
guys.
that.
But like,
The racist white guys.
Yeah. The
To be
racist white
specific.
guys. Shout out to our Ivory Kings, our allies.
God.
but what do you guys think is Ozymandias' game plan here?
Dude, I don't know. Maybe he's trying to force Dr. Mahan to come back to stir some shit up again. I don't
Could
know.
be. I
Because
mean,
he people think he's dead because he basically disappeared after the whole thing. Again, this takes place 30 years after the comic,
Yeah,
not the movie.
he on a newspaper, right? It said that
Yeah, Vite declared dead. So
yeah.
clearly he's been off the grid for a minute. So maybe he's been working on devising a plan to get Dr. Mahan to come back to Mars. Who knows? I don't know. I all I know is that there is a bigger conspiracy on the Tulsa Police Department side of things than there is more for Ozymandias in terms of sinister
I
things going on.
yeah, I'm more interested in that.
Yeah,
Like, cause I want to know if he gave up names and addresses uh
the chief.
during the White Night,
I think so. He did because they were.
and then shot himself in the arm or something, to make it look good.
Wow, that's a good observation to make because
Yeah.
another thing in dialogue that I noticed was that he was telling Angela, "Yo, retire. Like the entire force is done. Like," and she's like, "No, I'm not gonna quit." And then he's like, "Oh
Yeah,
shit."
and she's like, I guess I'm not either.
Yeah, he's like, "I
Like,
guess I'm not either." I mean,
I can't stop until you stop, type of thing.
exactly. So,
Yeah,
and
I feel like
even
he was very conflicted. I feel like he liked her, but at the same time, he was like,
yeah, I could see that it was
maybe, I don't
genuine,
know.
but some people can't deny their roots, man.
Yo, actually, I had a question.
What's up?
Who the hell killed that dude in her house then? I'm confused.
What dude in her house?
The guy that was about to kill her?
Oh, maybe he left her for dead. I don't know.
It looked like he was about to shoot her.
Yeah, it looked
He-
like the barrel was literally in her face.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe
Like-
again, maybe it will be
like-
addressed in another flashback.
Like, no, but he said something. I just couldn't make out what he said. I run it like 3 times and I couldn't understand what he said. He said after, yeah, like I got shot or whatever, or I got shot, but then I shot him and I killed him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Talking about the guy who attacked him. But then he said, "Oh yeah, but he also somebody." She said something about, I think, shooting the person in her house, and I was like, "What?" I just couldn't make out what the fuck he
Yeah.
said.
What?
I couldn't understand what he
No,
said.
I
so-
don't know what he's saying either, but this is some fucked up shit, bro. Because I think it goes as far as like a state level. Because even the senator knew the chief.
Oh yeah,
Senator Keene,
Yo.
who is a descendant of the other Senator Keene, like the other government official Keene, who passed the Keene Act in the comic books, which basically outlawed vigilantes and stuff. So
yeah,
this goes deep.
and
I
also,
don't know if we pointed out there was a KKK thing in the back of his closet. In the
Fam.
back of the closet.
Yo.
That shit was funny though, because he was like, "Oh, you better." He has some skeletons in his closet,
And he
she
was like,
legit, literally. He was like, "What the fuck is this?" He was like, "I checked this closet." He's like, "I didn't mean literally." And it's like that shit is funny. Like,
yeah. Maybe he was maybe he was under the impression like he's in like that the chief is into some slimy shit, but he didn't know that he was like the slime. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it very well could be, and I think Zoom brings up a good point where he could have just BS the whole thing. Like, yo, what if it was actually him pointing that gun at her, and that's why he didn't shoot? You feel me? Like he was one of the cavalry members. It's a stretch, but I'm just saying, like
So it could be.
anything is possible. Like we don't know. We know his hands weren't clean. We know he definitely was we definitely are gonna find out more about it.
yeah.
And I'm glad they keep reverting back to the White Knight, and we see what happens and how she adopted the kids she adopted. And
yeah. Because I was very confused when I saw that white dude on her porch. I was like, "What the fuck's going on here?"
Oh, I could clear that up. So something that was obviously kind of jarring to certain people watching the show for the first time, seeing these little white kids call her mommy and stuff. She remember she had a partner whose name is Topher, who she worked with when she was a cop.
Right.
He and his wife got clapped during the White Night, and the kids they let the kids let the kids live
according to this fugazi ass chief.
Yeah, so she took his kids in, so she's been raising his kids. So I'm assuming the two little girls were babies when that happened.
Yeah.
So she's raising this kids, and the son is 10 years old. So that dude that was on the porch, that's their grandpa.
Yeah, no, but we gotta talk about the son though.
Oh, the son?
I don't think those are powers, Mark.
No. That's like the thing is that remember this is a post Dr. Manhattan modern world. So a lot of the technology that he helped the government test on with his powers, we are like they're accessible to toys, to gadgets like what Angela was using, like to look through everything and stuff because he has X-ray vision as well. So
their technology is
based off like exactly like how in the MCU like certain shield technology is based off of the Tesseract. Same way Dr. Manhattan's powers are based in and embedded in the technology of the modern world now. In the show, at least.
Okay. Because I was about to say, I was like,
word. I was like, oh, word?
Yo, Cloud Prince literally knew exactly where I was going because he was like, nah, it's not powers. It's not powers.
I saw that shit too, but then, again, shout out my boy Charlie. He clarified it for me.
He said, I mean, I don't remember what he said.
I could have told y'all that too, but.
A word?
Yeah.
Why didn't you?
Because I'm pussy.
Anyway.
But, I think we still got a long ways, man. We still got
for real. Like I feel like all of this is gonna lead up to some crazy shit, which is gonna force HBO's hand to be like, yo, let's just keep this rolling. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because look,
what's up with it?
Look, guys, we all seen what happens when Warner Brothers, aka HBO, lets creatives do their thing.
They make good quality shit.
Joker. Well, yeah. So
I'm trying to think if there's anything else we need to touch.
Like again, like for people who need a bit more of a way to familiarize themselves with these new characters that we're getting in the show. Laurie Blake is basically Dr. Manhattan. Is it Dr. Manhattan's ex-girl?
Yeah.
I think that's her.
Like, what's her name?
Silk Spectre. It could be Silk Spectre. Like,
I think it is.
It might be her old. I get the names.
Whoa, no, remember the preview we saw in the at Comic-Con?
Yeah.
Oh,
she was on the plane.
Left already. He had left by that time.
Oh.
He had to attend his own birthday dinner or some shit like that.
I'm pussy.
What a fucking idiot.
I'm so pussy. But yeah, like it just shows that like this is gonna lead into some crazy shit. And also Looking Glass, who's a detective.
I love Looking Glass, bro. He might be my favorite character.
He is so mysterious, but also so like straight. Like you could kind of get him from the jump, but you also don't know what his thing is. And I love
I love how he's just like, "Are you getting defensive?" or
Yeah, he just started interrogating.
He just interrogate you or like off jump. I was like, "Yo, this man gives no fucks." I love it.
The quote of the year where she was like, "Yo." Like, you a cold motherfucker. He's like, if I'm that cold, why am I crying tears under this mask? I'm like, yo, where? I'm like, he a G, bro.
Nah, for real.
I ain't cold. I'm a little bitch.
He's really dope. Like, and then we have Red, who was obviously the Russian police officer.
Oh, he's a fucking trip. That dude is a trip, bro.
Yeah, he's fucking hilarious. He's just like, yo, I'm gonna beat the shit out of these people.
I'm not a Nazi. I'm a communist.
Yeah.
Oh, but
Hey,
yeah,
it's just
Lori Blake is Doctor Mahan's ex.
Liddy.
Yeah.
yep.
Oh,
Silk Specter's last name is Jupiter, so that's not her.
Oh
another
yeah, it wasn't Silk Spectre, but it was yeah.
well, because
I
Spectre
remember
was Owl. What's his name?
Night Owl.
Yeah, Night Owl's girl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, not
exactly.
really his girl. They had a fling. Like they just had a fling.
Yeah, but another thing I wanted to mention was that it kind of feels like we're low key watching a show within a show whenever they show that the
American
true
Hero Story.
American Hero
Yeah.
story. And although it is like sort of like comedic relief, like if you did you guys listen to before they even air the
Yo,
program?
the
They're like,
warning. This program
yes,
contains racism, misogyny, transphobia, like homophobia, and I'm just like,
I feel like
yo.
it's low key, like it's telling us the audience, like, hey, this is what this show's about to present to you. Like
Not
watch it.
just that. It's just listen. This is how sensitive y'all are, and we have to
Exactly.
warn you guys and like spoon
Yeah.
feed you. Like, yo, like, all right, I sound insensitive saying that, but like it's kind of like like showing satirically, I guess, how sensitive the modern world has gotten. That like TV shows have to give all those disclaimers out because usually we just, you know what I'm saying, we just get viewer discretion advised for sex, drug use, and violence.
Right. But yeah, they have to expand it because that's how soft society has gotten. But
Ooh, hot take.
but
I don't know. I mean, it's very graphic though.
No, no. Oh, that. So, like, let me give you guys. I don't know. Are you guys familiar with like the OG Watchmen?
like
Like
no,
the graphic novel.
No. Well, like Watchmen.
like the characters themselves.
No, no. All right. So in the graphic novel, you have the Watchmen, which consists of Doctor Manhattan, Night Owl 2, Silk Spectre 2, Rorschach, Ozymandias, and the Comedian. Those
My
are the
boy, R.I.P.
But you have the Minutemen who came before the Watchmen, who were in the 40s. The Watchmen is based off of characters in the 80s. 40 years earlier, you had the first Night Owl, first generation Night Owl, the first generation Silk Spectre, a younger comedian. You had Dollar Bill, you had Mothman, you had Dollar Bill. Did I say Dollar Bill already?
Yeah,
You had
dollar bills.
you had Hooded Justice, which is what the American Hero Story is
show's
about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you had those characters that were basically like vigilantes, but they were also celebrities.
Right.
Night, like for example, like some Easter eggs, like Night Owl
Uh-huh.
saved Bruce Wayne's parents from getting killed in that universe. So there's no Batman.
What? They lucky.
Yeah.
They
So
lucky there's no Batman. Feel me? Feel me?
so yeah, Night Owl cleaned up that burglar or that robber, whatever.
Joe Chill.
So yeah, so and then Hooded Justice, which is what the American Hero Story is based off of. He's like the first mass vigilante, like the first one. He was like the first Minuteman. So it's really cool how in this show with the source material that we have, we're getting more insight as to who these OG Watchmen are because we're getting Easter eggs and callbacks to these character moments from the comic books and stuff, and people aren't familiar with them because we're not like information isn't there for it. Alan Moore didn't really elaborate on Hooded Justice or Dollar Bill or Mothman and stuff. Like all we know is what happened to them like after and stuff.
Right.
So in the show, you saw those paparazzi guys that were flying that got shot down.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're based off of Mothman.
Word, yeah, copy.
Yeah, so like I love that, and also when anytime Looking Glass lifts his mask up only up to his nose, that's how Rorschach would do it if he's eating or if he's doing it, or if like you know what I'm saying. Like I think it's just so cool how
a nice callback.
Yeah, how Lindelof is like kind of keeping the roots alive here, but also like showing us something different. So it's lit.
What one last thing I wanted to say was even in that scene when they were doing like warning, this contains this and that. Notice they keep the camera, it keeps panning to different people that are all watching it, but you have your
Exactly. Everybody's tuned in.
exactly. So like even though we are completely different people, we have one thing in common. You know what I
This
mean? Like
show. Yeah.
exactly.
But
So
but I think that can go also a long way to showing. I don't know if you're gonna get to this within your point, but like people aren't as different as we think they are.
man, I would have got to that point if you didn't really cut me off.
I just don't know it's you anymore, bro. Because sometimes you just
man, you just want to take all the glory. Just say it.
Yo, hey, listen. I thought you were gonna say shout out to Charlie because he said this, but I don't remember what he said. But he said it though. Watch the video.
Oh man, that was funny.
But yeah, that was exactly the
Okay, sorry,
yeah, but yeah. So just know if you are a white supremacist and you are also a part of the minority group, you're more alike than you think. All right, Clown Prince out.
Yo, drop the bomb on him.
Mic drop.
Drop the Mount Vernon's finest, king.
Psych, if you're a white supremacist, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, maybe stop being a white supremacist. And, that'd be great.
That'd be great.
But
maybe people would just
really,
it
would really beneficial for your social life. I'll tell you that.
Is there anything else, my guys?
Nah,
I think that's it. A solid episode. If I had to rate it, give it a 8.5 out of 10.
We're rating episodes now.
Yeah, fuck it. Why not?
No, I don't know. I just said that. We don't have to. I'm just giving my personal rating.
All right, so you heard it here first.
Chillin with Phillies podcast.
Our
8.5.
DC correspondent. So,
Oh my God.
Senior correspondent. Time for some speculation. Do you think that Damon Lindelof will get the green light for a season 2, a full season of Watchmen? Because as of right now, this is a 9-episode season.
Right. I absolutely think he will get a green light. I mean, depending on where they end, I assume they want to go for more seasons. But if they don't, story wise, I get that, fine. But if he has more material to go on, hell yeah.
Do you think that the show will be fine just as a one-off?
It could be. I mean, I don't know. Depending on where they end, it could be. Who knows?
That's interesting.
Yeah, because
I personally like shows that are like I
one
feel
and
like those
done?
are the best shows. Not one and dones, but like 1, 2, 3 seasons max.
Then if there's no more story to tell, then
exactly.
Yeah, no filler.
Yeah, like I hate when you could tell when shows go they're forced and they get all the success in the beginning and they're like great, and then they run out of their material and they're like, okay, let's do this. And it's just like you're like it's just not as good. It's never as good. Like that's what happens with a lot of these great shows. Dexter is like a prime example. I feel like if you guys haven't seen it, I do recommend watching it.
I heard about Dexter. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, the first few seasons are phenomenal, and then it just slowly starts taking a dive, and then by the finale, you're just like, what am I watching really? But I'm gonna keep watching because I watched all the way to this. But that's my opinion.
Heard. Nah, I think no shade being thrown at but sometimes you see shows that are like, why did this shit get renewed? You feel me? or you're like, damn, I didn't know this show had this much of a audience, for it to get renewed like this, but they do.
Yo, who are you taking shots at right
now?
Damn. Bro, I'm not gonna say no names. Black Lightning.
Oh no!
My God, is it really that bad?
Nah. I tease. It's not that bad. I'll give it another chance.
Find out next time on Chillin with Villains podcast.
Is it really that bad?
But yeah, guys, we might not have a our usual long form structured shows like until maybe next week because it's gonna be
Halloween.
yeah it's a spooky week.
Spooky season.
So yeah, I don't know if we might like come out with that, but we are gonna begin doing more topic based videos where videos and podcasts where we kind of dive deep into things like that we speak amongst each other off mic and stuff, and like that can either spark a really good debate or get some insight or make some points on topics that you guys never really dove deep about. So please continue to interact with us. Please continue to give us feedback. Please continue listening. And anything else, y'all?
Chillin'.
Nah, yeah, continue chilling with us. That's it.
Word.
All right, stay off the stairs.